Hello, and welcome to Sakua Misio. Thank you for tuning in for today's mindfulness moment called Turning Seeds. I am Michelle Damarys, and every Tuesday I will be reading from a book chosen. The title will be released on the first of each month, and the pages are divided by however many weeks are in a month. So stay tuned and come back each week to turn the seeds to a book and see what happens next in the story. For July, the book we will embark on is called You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thao. So grab your coffee or tea, sit back, take a few deep breaths, relax, clear your mind as we begin this story, and we will begin with the prologue. The second I close my eyes, the memories play, and I find myself back at the beginning. A few leaves roll in as he enters the bookstore. He wears a denim jacket with the sleeves pushed up and a white sweater underneath. It's the third time he's come in since I started working here 2 weeks ago. His name is Sam Abayashi, the boy from my English class. I've been staring out the window throughout my shift, wondering if he'd come in again. For some reason, we haven't spoke to each other yet. He just browses the store as I ring up customers and restock the shelves. I can't tell if he's looking for something, or if he likes that feeling of being inside a bookstore, or if he came to see me. As I move a book from the shelf, wondering if he knows my name, I catch the glint of brown eyes through the gap, looking back at me from the other side. We're silent for a moment too long. Then he smiles, and I think he's about to say something, but I shove the book between us before he has the chance. I grab the crate beside me and hurry to the back room. What's wrong with me? Why didn't I smile back? After scolding myself for ruining the moment, I gather some courage to go back out and introduce myself. But when I return from the back room, he's already gone. On the front counter, I find something that wasn't there before. A cherry blossom made of paper. I turn it over in my hands, admiring the folds. Did Sam leave this here? If I hurry outside, I might still catch him. But as soon as I rushed out the door, the street vanishes, and I find myself entering a noisy cafe on the corner of 3rd Street, nearly 2 weeks later. Round tables pop up from a wooden floor as teenagers crowd around them, snapping pictures and drinking from ceramic cups. I'm wearing a gray sweater, slightly oversized, and my brown hair is pinned back and brushed smooth. I catch Sam's voice before I see him, behind the counter taking someone's order. The swoop of dark hair, maybe it's the apron, but he appears taller from behind the register. I head for the table on the other end of the cafe and set my things down. I take my time as I spread out my notebooks, summoning up courage to approach him, even if it's only to order my drink. But when I look up from the table, he's there beside me, holding a steaming cup. Oh, I'm startled by his sudden presence. This isn't mine. Yeah, I know you ordered this last time, Sam says, setting it down anyway. A honey lavender latte, right? I stare at the cup, at the busy counter, and back at him. Should I pay up there? He laughs. No, I mean, it's on the house. Don't worry about it. Oh. A silence between us. Say something, Julie. I can make you something else instead, he offers. No, it's fine. I mean, thank you. No problem, Sam says through a smile. He slides his hands into his apron pockets. Your name is Julie, right? He points to his name tag. I'm Sam. Yeah, we're in the same English class. Right. Have you done the reading yet? Not yet. Oh, good, he sighs. Me neither. Some silence as he stands there. He smells faintly of cinnamon. Neither of us knows what to say. I look around. Are you on break? Sam stares back at the counter, rubbing his chin. Well, my manager isn't in today, so I guess you could say that. He adds a smirk. I'm sure you deserve it. It would be my 5th one today, but who's counting? We both laugh. My shoulders relax a little. Is it okay if I sit here? Sure. I slide my things out of the way, letting him take the chair beside me. Where did you move here from again? Sam asks. Seattle. I hear it rains a lot there. It does, yeah. I smile as we sit together, talking for the first time about school, the classes we're taking, and little things about ourselves. He has a younger brother, likes music documentaries, and plays the guitar. From time to time, his eyes dart around the room, as if he's nervous too. But after a few hours, we're both laughing like old friends. Outside, the sun lowers itself, turning his chin almost golden in the window light. It's hard not to notice. It isn't until a group of Sam's friends come through the door calling his name that we both looked up and realized how much time had passed. A girl with long blonde hair puts an arm around Sam's shoulders, embracing him from behind. She glances at me. Who's this? This is Julie. She just moved here. Oh, where from? Seattle, I answered. She stares at me. This is my friend Taylor, Sam says, patting her arm that's still around him. We're about to see a movie. I get off work in an hour. You should come. It's a psychological thriller, Taylor adds. You're probably not into that. We look at each other. I can't tell if she's being rude. My phone vibrates on the table, and I glance at the time. It feels like I've woken from a daydream. That's okay. I should probably head home. As I get up from the table, Taylor slides into my seat, making me wonder if they're together. I wave goodbye, but before I go, I head to the front counter. When I think Sam isn't looking, I pull a paper flower from my bag and place it behind the register. I spent a week watching tutorials on how to fold a cherry blossom like the one I found at the bookstore. But the steps were too hard to follow for my untrained hands. A lily was easier. I zip my bag and hurry out the cafe door. And suddenly I'm on the front porch of my house, staring at the lawn. The early morning dew still hangs on the grass. Sam's car pulls up with the window down. He texts me the night before. Hey, this is Sam. I just got my license. Do you want to ride to school tomorrow? I can pick you up on the way if you want. I climb onto the passenger seat and shut the car door. A pleasant scent of citrus and leather hits me. Is that cologne? Sam moves his denim jacket as I buckle myself in. A USB cable connects the stereo to his phone, placed inside the cup holder. There's a song playing in the background, but I don't recognize it. You can change the music if you want, Sam says. Here, plug your phone in. A shock of panic hits me, and I squeeze my phone tight. I don't want him knowing what I listen to yet. What if he doesn't like it? No, this is fine. Oh, you like Radiohead too? Who doesn't, I say. It's a quiet drive through the neighborhood streets. We exchange glances from time to time as I think of things to say. I look at the back seat. A suit jacket hangs from the grip handle. Is this your car? No, it's my dad's, Sam says, lowering the volume. He doesn't work Thursdays. so this is the only morning I get to drive it. I'm saving up to buy my own though. That's why I'm working at the cafe. I'm trying to save up too. For what? I think about it. College, I guess. Maybe an apartment after I move or something. Where are you moving? You just got here. I'm not sure what to say. Sam nods. So it's a secret? I smile at this. Maybe I'll tell you another time. That's fair, Sam says. He looks at me. How about next Thursday? I hold back a laugh as we turn into the school parking lot. Even though the drive doesn't last long, Thursdays are becoming my new favorite day of the week. The memory changes again. Lights dance across a gymnasium floor, and music blares as I step through an archway made of silver and gold balloons. It is the night of the school dance, and I don't know anyone here. I am wearing the new dress my mom helped pick out, dark blue satin that flows out at the waist, with my long hair pinned up. I hardly recognized myself when I looked in the mirror. I wanted to stay home, but my parents forced me to go out and make friends. I didn't want to disappoint them. I spent the last hour standing against the cold cement wall, watching the floor fill with people dancing and laughing. I check my phone from time to time, pretending I'm waiting for someone, but it's just an empty lock screen. Maybe this was a mistake. Something keeps me from leaving. Sam mentioned he might be here tonight. I texted him a few hours ago, but he hadn't responded. Maybe he hasn't checked his phone. When the music slows down and the crowd disperses, I leave my spot at the wall and make my way through the dance floor, searching for him. It takes me a while, but the moment I see him, my heart drops. There he is, with his arms wrapped around Taylor, slow dancing. There's a sinking feeling in my stomach. Why did I come here? I should have stayed home. I shouldn't have texted him. I turn away before anyone sees me and rush towards the gym doors. The night unfolds around me as the loud music muffles, letting me breathe easier. The parking lot, lit up by a few street lamps, seems so still compared to the dance floor. It's misty out tonight. I should head home before it turns into rain. I think about texting my mom to pick me up, but it's too early. I don't want her asking me what's wrong. Maybe I'll walk home and sneak into my room. My heels are starting to hurt, but I ignore the pain. As I make my way down to the parking lot, the gym doors swing open behind me, followed by a voice I recognize immediately. Julie. I turned around and it's Sam, looking more serious than usual in a black suit. Where are you going? He asked. Home. In the rain? I don't know what to say. I feel like an idiot, so I forced a smile. It's just a little mist. I'm from Seattle, remember? I can give you a ride if you want. That's okay. I don't mind walking. My cheeks are warm. Are you sure? Yeah, don't worry. I want to get out of here, but Sam doesn't move. I try again. Your date is probably waiting for you in there. What? He stutters a little. Taylor isn't my date. We're just friends. There's so much I want to say, but the knots in my stomach keep me from speaking. I shouldn't feel this way. Sam and I aren't even together. Why are you leaving so early? I remember him under the colored lights, his arms around Taylor, but there's no way I can tell him the truth. School dances aren't really my thing, that's all. Sam nods and slides his hands into his pockets. Yeah, I know what you mean. They can be pretty lame. Does anyone have a good time at these things? Well, maybe you haven't gone with the right person. My breath catches as I take this in. Even from outside the gym, we can hear the music through the walls melting into another slow song. Sam stands at the door, rocking back and forth on the heels of his dress shoes. Do you not like to dance? I don't know, I'm just not very good at it, and I don't like people watching me. Sam looks around us. After a moment, he smiles a little and holds out a hand. Well, no one's watching us now. Sam, I start. His familiar smirk appears. Just one dance. I hold my breath as Sam steps forward and takes my hand, pulling me close to him. I never imagined my first dance would be like this. The two of us swaying outside in the school parking lot. His face is slightly dewy from the mist, and I inhale his familiar sweet scent, resting my cheek against his chest. As I move my hands onto his shoulders, he notices something. What's this? The paper cherry blossom is tied around my wrist with a ribbon. My cheeks felt warm again. I didn't get a corsage, so I made one myself. I gave this to you. I know you did. Sam smiles at this. You know, I wanted to ask you to the dance tonight, but I was worried you'd say no. What made you think that? Because you never text me. That day we met at the bookstore. I squint at him thinking back. But you never gave me your number. Sam drops his head, chuckling to himself. What's so funny? I ask, slightly annoyed as he takes my hand. He plucks the cherry blossom from my wrist and begins unfolding it. I start to protest, but fall silent when it's just a piece of paper in his hands. Inside is a note with Sam's name and number. I never thought to open it, I say. I guess that's my fault. We both laughed at this. Then my smile fades. What's wrong? Sam asks. It's ruined now. The paper is torn and wet from the mist. Don't worry, Sam says. I can make you another one. I can make you 1,000 more. I put my arms around him as we continue our slow dance in the parking lot, listening to the music through the gym walls. As the mist swells around us like clouds before, it shifts and fades into a clear night sky, and the memory changes again. Clothes fly out the second floor window as I run onto the lawn that's covered with my father's things. My parents have been shouting for the past hour, and I can't stand to be in the house anymore. I always knew things would end eventually, but I never expected it to happen so soon. Where else can I go? I asked Sam to pick me up, but he isn't here yet. I feel the neighbors watching me from their windows. I can't wait around any longer. I turn down the block and start running until everything disappears behind me. I don't even know where I'm going. I keep running until nothing looks familiar. It isn't until I reach the edge of the town, where the farm grass stretches towards the mountains, that I realize I forgot my phone. A pair of headlights shine down the empty road. As I move out the way, the car slows to a stop in front of me, and I realize it's Sam. "Are you okay?" he asks as I climb into the passenger seat. "I showed up at your house, but you weren't there." If I remembered my phone, I would have sent him my location. "How did you even know where to find me?" "I didn't. I just kept looking." We sit in his car with the engine humming for a long time. "Do you want me to take you home?" Sam asks eventually. "No." "So where do you want to go?" "Anywhere else." Sam starts driving. We circle through the town until we lose track of time. Shop lights turn off one by one as the road begins to darken. With nowhere else to go, Sam turns into a parking space of 24-hour mini-mart and shuts off the car. He doesn't ask me anything about what happened. He just lets me rest my head against the window glass and close my eyes for a moment. Before I drift off, the last thing I remember is the fluorescent light of the mini-mart sign and Sam laying his denim jacket over me as I fall asleep. I wake up on the grass at golden hour. Sunlight warms my cheeks as I push myself up and look around. The trees are full of hand-folded blossoms, hundreds of them, tied up with long strings, swaying in the breeze like willow. Once I'm on my feet, I notice a trail of petals leading towards the sound of a guitar playing in the distance. I follow the sound, passing through a curtain of paper blossoms, and remember where I am. Our secret spot at the lake. The place we met 100 times before. The moment I break through the trees and catch the sunlight shimmer across the water, I find him there waiting for me. "Julie," Sam calls my name as he sets his guitar down. "I wasn't sure if you were coming." "I wasn't sure if you'd still be here," I say. He takes my hands. "I'll always be here for you, Jules." I don't question this, at least not right now. We sit near the lake and stare out at the water. Clouds move slowly across a pink sky. Sometimes I wish the sun would never set, so we could stay here enjoying each other's company, talking like we always do, laughing at inside jokes, pretending like nothing could ever go wrong. I look at Sam, and I take in his face, his beautiful smile, his black hair that sweeps across his forehead, his tan skin, and I wish I could freeze this moment and hold on to it forever. But I can't. Even in a dream, I can't seem to stop time. The clouds are thickening above us, and there's a strange tremble beneath the earth. Sam must have noticed this too, because he rises to his feet. I grab his hand. "Don't go yet." Sam looks at me. "Julie, if I could stay with you, I'd never leave." "But you did leave." "I know. I'm sorry." "You never said goodbye." "That's because I never thought I had to." Out of nowhere, a wind sweeps in from behind us, as if it comes to take him away from me. Behind the trees, the sun starts to fall, casting shadows across the water. It isn't supposed to end like this. This was just the beginning. Our story has barely started. My heart pounds inside my chest. I squeeze Sam's hand harder to keep him from leaving. "This isn't fair, Sam," I started, but my throat catches as I feel tears forming behind my eyes. Sam kisses me one last time. I know this wasn't part of our plan, Julie. But at least we had this time together, right? I want you to know. If I could do it all over again, I would. Every second of it. If the ending is this painful, I don't know if this was worth it all. My grip loosens as I think about this. I'm sorry, Sam, I say, stepping back. But I don't think I can say the same. Sam stares at me as if he's waiting for me to take back my words. But there's no time left. Sam starts to disappear before me, dissolving into cherry blossom petals. I stand watching as the wind picks up and pulls them through the air. Before he's completely gone, I reach out to grab a single petal and hold it tight against my chest. But somehow it slips through my fingers and vanishes into the sky, just like the rest of him. Chapter 1. Now. March 7th, 11:09 p.m. Don't bother picking me up anymore. I can walk home. I did walk home. All 5 miles from the bus station, dragging an overstuffed carry-on with a broken wheel in the middle of the night. Sam kept trying to reach me. 12 unread messages, 7 missed calls, and 1 voicemail. But I ignored them all and kept walking. Reading these back again, I wish I hadn't been so angry at him. I wish I had picked up the phone. Maybe then everything would be different. Morning light comes through the curtains as I lay curled in bed, listening to Sam's voicemail again. Julie, you there? Some laughter in the background and crackling from the bonfire. I'm so sorry. I'm completely spaced. But I'm leaving now, okay? Just wait there. Should only take me an hour. I know, I feel terrible. Please don't be mad. Call me back, okay? If only he listened to me and stayed with his friends. If only he didn't forget about me in the first place. If only he just this once let me be upset instead of always trying to fix things. No one would be blaming me for what happened. I wouldn't be blaming me. I play the voicemail a few more times before I delete everything. Then I climbed out of bed and start upending drawers, looking for something that was Sam's or reminds me of him. I find photos of us, birthday cards, movie ticket stubs, paper blossoms, stupid gifts like the stuffed lizard he won at the town fair last fall, as well as every mixed CD he made me over the years. Who even burns CDs anymore? And crammed them all into a box. Every day these little reminders of him gets harder to look at. They say moving on becomes easier with time, but I can barely hold a photo without my hands trembling. My thoughts go to him. They always do. I can't keep you around, Sam. It makes me think you're still here, that you're coming back, that I might see you again. Once I have everything collected, I took a long look at my room. I never realized how much of him I had lying around. It feels so empty now, like there's a void in the air, like something's missing. I take a few deep breaths before I grab the box and leave my room. It's the first time this week I managed to get out of bed before noon. I only make 2 steps out the door before I realize I forgot something. I set the box down and turn back to get it. Inside my closet is Sam's denim jacket, the one with the wool collar and embroidered patches. band logos, and flags of places he's traveled. Along the sleeves that he ironed on himself, I've had it for so long and wear it so often, I forgot it was his. I pull the jacket from the hanger. The denim feels cold to the touch, almost damp, like it's still holding in rain from the last time I wore it out. Sam and I raced down puddle-filled streets as bursts of lightning lit up the sky. It is pouring on our way home from Screaming Trees concert. I pull the jacket over my head as Sam holds his signed guitar tight to his chest, desperate to keep it dry. We waited 3 hours outside for the band's lead singer, Mark Lanigan, to come out and hail his taxi. I'm so glad we waited, Sam shouts. But we're soaked. Don't let a little rain ruin our night. You call this a little? Out of everything I'm throwing out, this reminds me of him the most. He wore it every day. Maybe it's all in my head, but it still smells like him. I never got the chance to give it back like I promised. I pressed the jacket against me. For a moment, I considered keeping it. I mean, why does everything have to go? I could shove it in the back of the closet, hide it beneath my coats or something. It seems like a waste to throw out a perfectly nice jacket, regardless of whom it once belonged to. But then I catch a glimpse in the mirror and come back to myself. My hair unbrushed, skin more pale than usual, wearing yesterday's shirt, cradling Sam's jacket like it's still a part of him. A chill of embarrassment goes through me, and I look away. Keeping it would be a mistake. Everything has to go, or else I'll never be able to move on with my life. I shut the door and hurry back out before I change my mind. Downstairs in the kitchen, I find my mother leaning over the sink, staring out of the window. It's Sunday morning, so she's working from home. The bottom steps creaks under my foot. Julie, is that you? My mother asks without turning around. Yeah, don't worry. I was hoping to sneak the box right by her. I'm not in the mood to have a talk about what's inside. What are you looking at? It's Dave again, she whispers, peering through the blinds. I've been watching him set up new security cameras outside his house. Oh? It's exactly like I expected. Dave is our neighbor, who moved in 6 months ago. For some reason, my mother thinks he was sent to watch us. She's been paranoid ever since she received a letter from the government a few years back, the contents of which she refused to share with me. It's better if you don't know, she said when I asked. I think it has something to do with a lecture she gave me at her old job that incited protest. Her students went around campus smashing clocks on every wall. What were they protesting? The concept of time. To be fair on her part, she said her students didn't get it. But the university decided her teaching style was too radical and let her go. She is convinced they reported her to the government. The same thing happened to Hemingway, she explained to me. But no one listened to him. Fascinating story. You should Google it. I heard someone broke into his garage the other week, I say to relax her. That's probably the reason for the cameras. How convenient, my mother says. We live here for almost, 3 years now? No one has taken as much as a lawn gnome. I readjust the box that's starting to feel heavy. Mom, we never owned a lawn gnome, I say, thankfully. And we also don't collect vintage sports cars. Whose side are you on again? Ours, I assured her. Just tell me our plan to take him out. My mother releases the blinds and sighs. I get it. I'm being paranoid. She takes a deep breath, releases it like her yoga instructor taught her, and looks at me. Anyway, I'm glad you're up, she says. Her eyes flash to the clock above the fridge. I was about to head out, but I can make you something if you're hungry. Eggs? She slides towards the stove. The electric kettle begins to boil. A bag of coffee sits near the sink beside a teaspoon. No, I'm fine. Are you sure? My mother insists, her hand hovering over the handle of a clean pan. I can make you something else. Let me think. She seems more rushed than usual. I glance down the counter and see a stack of ungraded papers. They recently finished midterms at the university in town where my mother works. She is an assistant professor in their philosophy department. It was one of the few places that interviewed her after the incident. Thankfully, one of her old colleagues is tenured there and put his name on the line. One mistake, and they both could lose their jobs. Actually, I'm on my way out. I keep glancing at the clock, trying to appear to be in a hurry. The longer I linger around, the more questions she can throw at me. Out of the house? My mother asks. She shuts off the electric kettle and wipes her hands with a dish towel. Just for a walk. Oh, okay, that's good. For the past week, my mother's been bringing meals up to my room and checking in several times a day, so I'm not surprised to hear the note of concern in her voice. And I'm meeting a friend. Fantastic, my mother nods. You could use the fresh air. Get some decent coffee, and it's good to see your friends. That reminds me, have you talked to Mr. Lee at the bookstore? Not yet. I haven't really spoken to anyone. You should check in with him if you can. At least let him know you're okay. He's left a few messages. I know. Some of your teachers, too. I grab my bag from a hook on the wall. Don't worry, Mom. I'll talk to them tomorrow. You mean you're going back to school? I have to, I say. If I miss another week, they won't let me graduate. Not to mention, I'm behind on all my schoolwork, which keeps piling up. I really need to focus again and pull myself together, because what else am I supposed to do? The world keeps moving no matter what happens to you. Julie, don't you worry about any of that, my mother says. They'll understand if you need more time. In fact, she holds up a finger. Let me make a call. She turns in a circle, looking around. Where is that thing? Her phone is sitting on the kitchen table. As my mother walks over to grab it, I jump in her way. Mom, listen, I'm fine. But Julie, please, are you sure? I promise I am, okay? You don't have to call anyone. I don't want her to worry about me. I can deal with this on my own. All right then, my mother sighs. If you say so. She cups my face with her hands, running her thumbs along my cheeks, and tries to smile. The silver in her hair shines beautifully in the light. Sometimes I forget she was once blonde. As we take each other in, my mother glances down. So what's in the box? I was hoping she wouldn't notice. It's nothing. I was cleaning out my room. Without asking me, she lifts the jacket off like a lid and glances inside. It doesn't take long for her to connect the pieces. Oh, Julie, are you sure about this? It's really not a big deal. You don't have to get rid of everything, she says, riffling through it. You can always store some of it away if you want. No, I said firmly. I don't need any of it. My mother lets go of the jacket and steps back. All right, I won't stop you on this. I have to go. I'll see you later. I leave the house through the garage door. Down by the curb, I drop the box of Sam's things beside the mailbox and recycling bin. It hits the ground with a clatter like chain and bones. The sleeve of his jacket hangs limply over the side of the box like the arm of a ghost. I straighten my shirt and begin my morning walk towards town, letting the sun warm me up for the first time in days. Halfway down the block, a breeze rolls leaves across my path. As I pause on the walk, struck with a strange thought. If I were to turn around, would he be standing there, holding his jacket, staring down at the rest of his things? I imagine the look on his face and even wonder what he might say as I cross the street and continue down the block without once looking back. There is a slight chill as I make my way into town. Ellensburg lies east of the Cascades, so occasional gusts of mountain air blow right through us. It's a small town, made up of historic red brick buildings and a wide open space. It's a town where nothing happens. My parents and I moved here from Seattle 3 years ago when my mother received a new job at Central Washington University. But only she and I stayed after she was offered a full-time position. Dad returned to his old job in Seattle and didn't look back. I never blamed him for leaving this place. He didn't belong here. Sometimes I feel like I don't belong here either. My mother describes Ellensburg as an old town that's still figuring itself out in an age where everyone wants to be in the city. As much as I can't wait to leave this place, I admit it has its charm. I cross my arms as I enter downtown, noticing the changes brought by spring these last few weeks. Flower baskets bloom beneath street lamps. A line of white canopies run down the main block for the weekly farmers market. I cross the street to avoid the crowd, hoping not to run into anyone. Downtown Ellensburg is usually beautiful, especially during the warmer months. But walking these streets again, I am reminded of him. Sam waits for me to get off work and grabs falafels at the food stand. We watch a movie on $5 Sundays at the theater and then wander through town together. When I sense him standing around the corner waiting for me, my heart races and I think about turning back, but no one is there except a woman lost in her phone. I pass by without her even noticing. My friend Mika Obayashi and I arranged to meet for coffee at the diner on the other side of town. There are plenty of coffee shops around, but I text Mika last night saying I'm in no mood to run into anyone. She replied, same. Inside the diner, I am seated at a booth by a window near an old couple sharing a meal. When the waitress comes, I ordered a cup of coffee. No cream, no sugar. Usually I add some milk, but I'm training myself to drink coffee black. I read somewhere online that it is an acquired taste like wine. I've only had a few sips when the bell jingles from the ceiling and Mika comes through the door looking for me. She's wearing a black cardigan over a dark dress I've never seen her wear before. She looks better than I expected given the circumstances. Maybe she just came from one of those services. My mom told me she spoke at the funeral. Mika is Sam's cousin. That's how she and I met. Sam introduced us when I first moved here. Once Mika sees me, she comes over, slides into the red booth. I watch her set her phone down and throw her bag beneath the table. The same waitress reappears, sets down a cup, and pours a long stream of coffee. Extra sugar and milk would be great, Mika requests. Please. Sure, the waitress says. Mika holds up her hand. Actually, is there soy milk? Soy? No. Oh, Mika frowns. Just milk then. As soon as the waitress turns, Mika looks at me. You didn't reply to my messages. I wasn't sure if we were still meeting. Sorry, I haven't been the most responsive lately. I don't really have another excuse. I have a habit of leaving my phone on silent, but this week I've been especially disconnected. I get it, she says, frowning a little. For a second, I thought you might have canceled without me. You know, I don't like being stood up. Which is why I came early. We both smile. I have a sip of coffee. Mika touches my hand. I missed you, she whispers, giving me a squeeze. I missed you too. As much as I tell myself I like being alone, I feel a rush of relief to see a familiar face, to see Mika again. The waitress arrives, sets down a small pitcher of milk, tosses some sugar packets from her apron, and disappears again. Mika rips open 3 sugars and pours them into her cup. She picks up the pitcher and holds it out. Milk? She offers. I shake my head. Because it isn't soy? No, I'm trying to drink my coffee black. Impressive, she says, nodding. Very Seattle of you. At the word Seattle, Mika's phone lights up as notifications pop up on her screen. The phone vibrates on the table. Mika glances at her screen, then back at me. Let me put this away. She hides the phone in her bag and picks up a menu. Did you want to order something? I'm actually not hungry. Oh, all right. Mika sets down the menu. She laces her fingers together on the table as I have another sip of coffee. The jukebox blinks orange and blue from across the room, but no music plays. An air of silence nearly settles between us until Mika finally asks the question. So do you want to talk about it? Not really. Are you sure? I thought that's why you wanted to meet. I wanted to get out the house. She nods. That's good. But how are you handling all of this? Fine, I guess. Mika says nothing. She looks at me as if expecting more. Well, what about you? I asked her instead. How have you been? Mika's gaze falls onto the table as she thinks about this. I don't know. The services have been hard. There isn't really a temple around here, so we're doing what we can. There's a lot of traditions and customs I didn't even know about, you know. I can't imagine, I say. Mika and Sam have always been connected to their culture in a way that I haven't. My parents are both from somewhere in Northern Europe, but it's not something I really think about. Things quiet again. Mika stirs her coffee for a long time without saying anything. Then she goes still, as if remembering something. We held a vigil for him, she says without looking at me. The day after, I stayed the night with him. I got to see him again. My stomach clenches at the thought of this, at seeing Sam one more time. After I stop myself from imagining it. I have another sip of coffee and try to blink the image away, but it doesn't fade. I wish she wouldn't tell me about this. I know not a lot of people wanted to see him like that. Mika says, still not looking at me. I almost couldn't do it either. But I knew it was the last time I would get the chance, so I went. I didn't say anything. I drank my coffee. There were a lot of people at the funeral, though, she continues. We didn't have enough seats. There were people from school I didn't even recognize. There were so many flowers. That's really nice. Some people asked where you were, Mika says. I told them you weren't feeling well, that you preferred visiting him on your own. You didn't have to explain anything, I say. I know. But some of them kept asking. Who? It doesn't matter who, Mika says, brushing it off. I have the last sip of my coffee, which by now has lost all of its warmth, intensifying the bitterness. Mika looks at me. So have you visited him? I take my time to respond. No, not yet. Do you want to? She asks, taking my hand again. We can go now, together. I pull my hand back. I can't right now. Why not? I have things to do, I said vaguely. Like what? I don't know what to say. Why do I need to explain myself? Mika leans into the table, her voice low. Julie, I know this whole thing's been terrible for you. It's been terrible for me too. But you can't avoid this forever. You should come by, pay your respects, especially now. Then in almost a whisper says, please, it's Sam. Her voice cracks at his name. I can hear a cry rising up her throat as she manages to hold it down. Seeing her this way sends an ache of pain to my chest, making it impossible to speak. I can't believe she would use this against me. I can't think straight. I have to hold myself together. I clench my empty cup. I told you, I don't want to talk about this, I say again. For God's sake, Julie, Mika scolds me. Sam would have wanted you to come. You haven't been there for him this entire week. You weren't even there when they had him buried. I know, and I'm sure everyone has a lot to say about that too, I say back. Who cares what everyone else says? Mika cries, her body half rising from the seat. It only matters what Sam would say. Sam is dead. This quiets the both of us. Mika stares at me for a long time. Her eyes search mine for signs of guilt or regret, as if she's waiting for me to somehow amend my words. But all I have to say is, he's dead, Mika. And me visiting him isn't going to change anything. We hold our gaze for what seems like a long time before Mika looks away. From her silence, I know she is both stunned and disappointed. It is at this moment I realize the tables around us have hushed as well. Our waitress passes by without a word. After a moment, once the tune of the diner resumes, I gathered my words. This isn't my fault, you know. I told him to not come, but he wouldn't listen to me. I told him to stay there. So everyone needs to stop expecting some apology from me and blaming me for any of. I'm not trying to blame you for this, Mika says. I know you aren't, but everyone else probably does. No. Not everyone thinks that, Julie. And I'm sorry, but this isn't about you. It's about Sam. It's about missing his funeral. It's about how the one person who was closest to him, who knew him best, wasn't even there to speak about him. Sam deserved more, and you know it. That's what everyone expected, but you weren't there through any of it. You're right. Maybe I do know him better, I say. And maybe I think he doesn't believe in any of this stuff. The ceremonies, the vigil, the people from school, please, Sam doesn't care about any of them. He would have hated all of this. He's probably glad I didn't show up. I know you don't believe that, Mika says. Don't tell me what I believe, I say. That came out sharper than I wanted it to. I almost take it back, but I don't. Luckily, our waitress reappears to take our order before this goes further. Mika looks at me, at the waitress, then back at me. Actually, I should go, she says abruptly, and gathers up her things. Our waitress steps aside as Mika rises from the booth. She lays some money on the table and turns to leave. I almost forgot, she says. I picked up your assignments from the school the other day. Wasn't sure if you'd be back. She unzips her bag. Yearbooks also came. Ours were the last to get picked up, so I got yours too. Here. She drops everything on the table. Oh, thanks. I'll see you later. I don't say goodbye. I just watch Mika disappear through the entrance door, ringing the bell behind her, leaving me alone again. The waitress offers to refill my coffee, but I shake my head. I suddenly can't stand to be in here anymore, inside this noisy, cramped, syrup-stained diner that's making me anxious. I need to get out of this place. There goes my afternoon. I don't know what else to do but wander outside again. I try not to think about Mika and what I should have said differently because it's too late. I walk through town, letting the caffeine kick in. At least the morning chill is gone. Shop windows glisten in the afternoon sun. I pass by without going inside. There's this antique store. Sam and I used to go in and furnish our imaginary apartment together. I pause at the window. Through the dusty glass, our long shelves crowded with paintings and figurines, floors swathed with Persian rugs and old furniture, among other things. Then, despite myself, another memory comes. Sam hands me a gift. I bought you something. For what? Your graduation present? But we haven't even... Julie, just open it. I tear off the wrapping. Inside is a silver bookend in the shape of a single wing outstretched. Shouldn't this be a set? I ask. Where's the other piece? It's missing. I could only afford one at a time, Sam explains. But I just got paid. We can go back for it now. When we returned to the antique store, the other half was already sold. Who on earth buys half a bookend? Sam asked the woman behind the register. I turned to him. You. It became an inside joke for us. But it doesn't matter anymore. I threw it out in the box with the rest of his things. This town is full of memories of us. There's the record store where I find him when I got off work. The red door is propped open with a chair. A few people are looking through the aisles of old records. Someone is changing the strings of an electric guitar, but no Sam sitting on the counter by the speaker adjusting the music. He didn't even work there. He just knew everyone. I hurry off before someone sees me and tries to start a conversation I don't feel like having. I don't know how much longer I can stand to be in Ellensburg. I'm tired of reliving these memories in my head. Graduation isn't far away, I remind myself. Only a couple of more months, and I'll be out of here. I don't know where exactly I'm heading yet, but it doesn't matter as long as I never have to come back to this place. I don't remember how I ended up at the lake. It's nowhere near town. In fact, there are no trails leading up to it and no signs pointing towards it, meaning you have to go and find it yourself. From the long list of places I planned on avoiding today, this was the last spot I expected to end up. A few leaves fall from a tree as I throw my things on the bench and sit facing the lake. Sam and I used to meet here in the warmer months. It was our little escape from the world, our secret getaway when we couldn't afford to leave town. Sometimes I would sit with the notebook trying to write something while Sam was out swimming. If I close my eyes, I can hear him paddling in the water, see the blades of his glinting shoulders cut across the lake. But then I open them and see the glassy, flat surface of water and find myself alone again. Stop thinking about Sam. Think about something else. Writing often helps me keep my mind off things. I brought a notebook with me. But how do you write when it's hard to focus? Maybe if I sit here long enough, something will come to me. I touch my pen to a blank page and wait for the words to pour out. We don't have spaces for creative writing at school, so I try to do it on my own time. You never get the chance to write what you want in class anyway. I understand you have to know the rules before you break them, but writing should bring you joy, right? I think teachers forget that. Sometimes I forget that. I hope college will be a different experience. I should be hearing back from the colleges soon. Reed College is my top choice. It's where my mother went. You would think that might help me in this situation. I don't have the greatest reputation there, so I wouldn't mention me, my mother warned. When you're old enough, I'll tell you the story. Other than that, Portland is a wonderful city. You'll love it there. It doesn't hurt that it's only 4 hours away, so we won't be too far from each other. I went through their course catalog the other day, and it's full of creative writing classes, all taught by established writers from all over the world. I think I can be myself there, find out what I'm good at. Maybe I'll end up writing a book for my creative thesis. But I'm thinking ahead of myself. I found out they need a writing sample from me. So even if I do get accepted to read, I might not make it into the program. I have some pieces of writing I could look through, but I'm worried none of them are good enough. I should work on something new, a strong sample that will impress them. But this last week has made it so hard to be creative. I can't get Sam out of my head, no matter how hard I try. He won't be there when I open my acceptance letter. He'll never know if I get in. An hour passes and the page remains blank. Maybe I should try reading instead, at least for inspiration. The yearbook sits beside me. I tried to leave it at the diner earlier, but the waitress followed me out and nearly threw it at my head. The cover is a tacky gray and blue design. I skimmed through some pages. Club and sport photos take up a good portion, but I skipped through them entirely. Next are senior favorites, class clown, and best friends that I didn't care to see who won. There were several people from our class who went around campaigning. A little embarrassing, if you ask me. The next section is senior portraits, but I don't feel like looking through them. I skim all the way to the end until there's nothing left but blank white pages for people to write in. And then I realized someone did. There on the second to last page. I guess Mika must have found time to sign it before she gave it to me. But then I looked closer at the handwriting and noticed it isn't hers. It's someone else's. It takes me a second to recognize it. But that can't be right. Sam? It's his handwriting. I know it. But how did he get a hold of this? When was he able to write to me? I can't seem to wrap my mind around it. I shouldn't read this, at least not right now, when I'm trying so hard to forget. But I can't help myself. My hands start to shake. His voice fills my head. Hey, just to make sure I beat everyone to it, I wanted to write in this first. I hope that's some more proof of how much I'm in love with you. I still can't believe it. How did 3 years go by so fast? It feels like yesterday I was just sitting on the bus behind you, trying to build the courage to say something. It's crazy to think there was a time before we knew each other, a time before Sam and Julie, or Julie and Sam. I'll let you decide that one. I know you can't wait to leave this place, but I'm gonna miss it. I get it though. Your ideas were always too big for a small town, and everyone here knows it. But I'm happy your path somehow made you stop in Ellensburg along the way. So you and I could meet each other. Maybe it was supposed to happen, you know? I feel like my life didn't start until I met you, Julie. You're the best thing to happen to this small town. To me, I realize it doesn't matter where we're going next, as long as we're together. I'll be honest, I used to be scared of leaving home. Now I can't wait to move on and make new memories with you. Just don't forget the ones we made here, especially when you make it big. And whatever happens, promise you won't forget me, okay? Anyway, I love you, Julie, and always will. Yours forever, Sam. Forever? I shut the yearbook and stared out at the water as this sinks in. A family of ducks had appeared on the other side of the lake. I watched them make tiny rings in the water and listened to a breeze stir leaves from the branches behind me as the full weight of Sam's words echoes through me. It's been 1 week since Sam died, and in my attempt to move on, I've been trying to erase him from my life like a terrible memory. After everything we've been through together, I threw all of his things. I skipped his funeral, and I never even said goodbye. In his death, Sam asked for only one thing, and that was for us to remember each other. Yet here I am, trying so hard to forget. A shiver goes through me as the first clouds begin to appear. The chill from this morning returns as I sit unmoving on the bench, watching long shadows appear on the surface of the lake. As this sudden feeling of guilt sinks into my bones, I don't even know how much time has passed since I sat down. But the next thing I know, I'm on my feet again, dashing back toward town. The farmer's market is packing up as I cut through it. It's a flash of falling produce, toppling bread loaves, and turning heads. I don't care who I bump into as I make my way down the neighborhood streets towards home. By the angle of the sun and the still traffic, it must be late afternoon. The garbage truck that makes its rounds probably came by hours ago. But schedules often change and things run late. And somewhere by the curb, the box of Sam's things might still be there. As soon as I turn the corner and my house is in view, I look for the curb and realize it's gone. Everything. All of Sam's things. I nearly stumbled as this heavy sinking feeling falls over me, like water filling my chest, and I forgot how to breathe. I run inside the house and check the kitchen. The counters are empty. I search the living room in the chance that my mother had saved me from making a terrible decision and brought some of Sam's things back inside, but nothing's there. I pull out my phone. My mother's at her office, but still manages to answer on the fourth ring. Mom, where are you? Why? Julie, is something wrong? I realized how out of breath I sound, but I can't seem to collect myself. The box of Sam's things from this morning, the one I left outside, did you bring it back in? Julie, what are you talking about? Of course I didn't. So you don't know where it is? I asked desperately. I'm sorry, I don't, she says. Are you all right? Why do you sound like that? I'm fine. It's just, I have to go. I hung up the phone before she can say anything else. My stomach sinks. It's too late. Everything I had left of Sam is gone. I suddenly remember how I skipped every service and ceremony that was held in his memory. Memories I abandoned I didn't even bother to visit his grave. I can't seem to stand still. I keep pacing back and forth through the empty house as these sudden motions, the ones I've been holding back, cycle through me like ice water in my veins, making my hands shake. Mika was right. What would Sam think of me if he knew how I treated him? As I replay the last few days in my mind, I began to understand something I didn't before. All my pent-up anger was nothing more than a wall to hide my guilt. It wasn't Sam who left me that night. It was me who abandoned him. The second I realized this, I'm back outside and running. An overcast sky has appeared while I was inside, painting shadows over the neighborhood. As I cross the streets, Ellensburg is not the small town in central Washington, but there's one main road that runs through the whole town, and if you follow it straight through, you've seen everything. A few blocks before, you've reached the university. There's an unmarked trail that cuts straight across the entire north side. I follow the trail toward the hill as more clouds roll in, and I feel the first sprinkling of rain. It's about an hour's walk to Memorial Hill from the neighborhoods, but the trail cuts the time by nearly a third. And because I haven't stopped running since I left the house, I reached it in no time. It's drizzling out, but the rain has resolved into a mist. I can hardly see in front of me. My clothes are half soaked from the run, but it's not enough to bother me as I stride towards the Memorial Park's entrance. Sam is buried somewhere up there. I have to see him at least once, pay my respects, and tell him I'm sorry for not coming sooner, and what a terrible person I've been. I have to let Sam know that I haven't forgotten him. An image plays in my head like a film reel. I see him sitting on top of his headstone, in his denim jacket, waiting for me for the past week. A dozen conversations play through my mind as I think of what to say to him, how to explain why I've kept away for so long. But 2 feet before I reach the main gate, I stop short. The lamppost hanging above the gate creaks, unlit in the rain. What am I doing here? The hill is more than 400 acres of folded land. I look up and see 1,000 grave markers lined up for miles. I don't know how long it would take to find him, or where to begin. My feet stayed frozen on the wet concrete. I can't go in there. I can't make myself do this. Sam isn't here. There's nothing to see but a newly laid plot where he's supposed to be. But I don't want that to be the last image I have of him. I don't want this memory. I don't want to think of him having to spend the rest of eternity buried somewhere up on that hill. I take a few steps away from the gate, wondering why I came here. This was a terrible mistake. Sam isn't here. I don't want him to be. Before I even realized it, I turned away from the gate and nearly slipped as I break into another run. The evening mist was turned into a shower as the brick walls that run along the cemetery fade behind me. I don't even know where I'm going this time. I want to get as far away as possibly can. The sky is pouring as I enter the woods. I keep on running until the view of houses and roads is long gone. Rainfall has softened the ground and filled it with puddles. As I'm running, I start imagining myself emerging into an alternate world where everything's still okay, and wishing I could leap through time so I can go back and change everything. But no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to will time and space and undo the fabric that is twisting and pulling me apart. Suddenly my foot catches on something and I slam to the ground. My body stings in a million places before it goes numb, and I don't feel nothing at all. I try to get up, but I can't seem to move a muscle, so I don't bother. I just stay there on the floor of stones and leaves as the sky continues to pour. I miss Sam. I miss the sound of his voice. I miss knowing he would always answer me if I called. I don't even know where I am or who I can talk to. This isn't one of my finest moments, and tomorrow I will regret ever letting it get to this point. But right now, I'm so desperate and alone. I pull out my phone and turn it on. The light blinds me for a few seconds. I forgot I deleted everything this morning. All my photos, messages, and applications, so nothing's there. I go through my contact list, trying to think of someone else to call, but there aren't many options. When I notice Sam's name isn't even there, I remember I deleted it too. I'm not sure if I even remember the number anymore. I don't even know what I'm doing when I dial it anyway, hoping to hear him again through his voicemail one more time. Maybe I could leave him a message, let him know I'm sorry. The ringing startles me. It's a strange sound to hear in the emptiness of the woods. I shut my eyes and shiver from the cold. The phone rings for a long time, slowly drowning out my thoughts, and I feel as though it will go on and on forever, until suddenly the ringing stops. Someone picks up the phone. There is a long silence before a voice comes through the line. Julie? Raindrops patter against my ear. I become aware of the sound of my own heart beating against the earth. I turn my face up slightly toward the sky and keep listening. Are you there? That voice, faint and raspy, like the murmur of the ocean in a seashell. I know it. I've listened to it 1,000 times before, to where it become as familiar as my own. That voice. But it couldn't be. Sam, Chapter 2. Can you hear me? He says. Julie? The ocean fades and his voice comes through more clearly. Are you there? I blink off raindrops. I must have played one of his voicemails by mistake, but I thought I deleted them this morning. If you can hear me, say something. Let me know if this is you. I don't remember that line from before, so this must be something else. Maybe I hit my head and I'm suddenly imagining things. My vision blurs, so I close my eyes again to stop the trees from spinning. I'm not sure if his voice is coming through the phone or my own head, but I answered it anyway. Sam? Silence fills the woods. For a second, I think he's gone, that he was never there. But then I hear a breath that isn't mine. Hey, he said with an air of relief. I thought I lost you there. My eyes crack open to reveal a silver of the world. I'm too numb from the cold to know which is way up or down or where the sky is. I reach into the back of my mind for some sense and come up empty. Sam? I say again. Can you hear me okay? I wasn't sure if this would work. What's going on? I wondered if you ever call me back, he says, as if nothing is out of the ordinary, as if we are continuing a conversation we left off yesterday. I missed you. I missed you infinity. I can't think straight. I don't know what's happening. Did you miss me too? I take in his familiar voice, the rain against my skin, the feeling of my body sinking into the ground, the sudden dizziness in my head, and try to make sense of what's happening. As strange as this all seems, I can't help asking, is this really you, Sam? It's me, he says and laughs a little. I thought I'd never hear from you again. I thought you might have forgotten about me. How am I talking to you? You called me. His voice is as calm as water. And I picked up like I always do. Always. I don't understand how is this possible. The line goes quiet. Raindrops roll off my skin like sweat. Sam takes a moment to respond. To be honest with you, Julie, I don't understand this either, he admits. I don't know how this is happening right now. Just know that it's really me, okay? Okay, I managed to say. I decided to go along with this, let his voice cover me like an umbrella, even though this can't be real. I feel my mind slipping and myself sinking deeper into the earth as I hang on to Sam's voice like rope. Even though I don't know where it's coming from, I want this to be him, but it can't be. It's impossible. And then it hits me. I'm dreaming. This isn't a dream, Sam says, his voice filling the woods. I promise. Then how else are we talking? The same way we always have, through the phone, just like this. But Sam, I still don't, I start. I know, he goes. It's a little different this time, but I promise to give you a better answer soon. But for right now, can't you just enjoy this? This phone call, I mean? Getting to hear each other again? Let's talk about something else. Anything you want, like before. Before? I close my eyes again and try to go back there, before I lost him, before any of this happened, before everything was ruined. But when I open them again, I'm still here in the woods, and Sam is still a voice on the line. You still there? He asked. His voice is so clear, I turn my head expecting to see him. It's only me out here. A question comes to me. Where are you? Somewhere, he answers vaguely. Where? I ask again. I adjust the angle of the phone, listening for background noises on his end, but the rain drowns everything out. It's hard to explain, I'm not entirely sure if I know myself. Sorry, I don't have all the answers. But none of that matters, okay? I'm here now, and you and me are connected again. And you don't know how much I missed you. I missed you too. I missed you so much, Sam, but the words won't come out. A part of me still thinks I'm dreaming. Maybe I've fallen through some rabbit hole and entered an alternate reality. Or maybe I hit my head harder than I thought. Whatever it is, I'm afraid that if our conversation ends, I will lose him again and never get my answer. The rain continues, but the sky has reduced it to a soft drizzle. What's that sound? Sam asks, listening. Is that rain? Julie, where are you? I glance around for a moment. I forgot how I ended up here, somewhere outside. What are you doing out there? I don't remember. Are you near home? No. I'm not sure where I am. I'm not sure of anything at the moment. Are you lost? I think about this question. There are so many ways I could answer it. Instead, I close my eyes to shut out the rest of the world, focusing on Sam's voice, trying to hold on to it for as long as I can. You should get out of the rain, Julie. Find some place safe and dry, okay? Sam says. As soon as you do, give me a call back. My heart jolts and I open my eyes. Wait! My voice cracks. Please don't hang up. I'm not ready to lose him again. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere, he says. Get somewhere safe and call me back. As soon as you do, I'll pick up. I promise. He's made promises before that he didn't keep. I want to refuse, but I can't seem to speak. I wish I could keep him on the line forever, but Sam repeats these words over and over until I start to believe them. As soon as you call me back, I'll pick up. I can't stay out here forever. I'm drenched and am beginning to lose the feeling in my hands. I need to get out of these woods and out of the cold before the sun goes down. And I can't find my way back. I don't remember how the call ended or what happened after. That part remains a blur in my mind. like a missing page from a book. All I know is that I kept walking until I made it out of the woods and found the main road again. It's late evening by the time I reach town. I hurry along wet sidewalks, passing beneath store canopies to avoid the rain. The lights from the diner where I met Mika this morning are off, but the cafe down the street is still lit up. It's the only light on for blocks. I cross the street and make my way inside. Even at this hour, the place is half filled with students from the university, coupled together beneath Moroccan lamps. Raincoats hang over the backs of bar stools. Laptop screen illuminate blank faces. I make my way toward a table in the back without ordering anything. Once I settle down, I turn my chair away from the others and face the window. There are no mirrors in this cafe, so my pale reflection in the glass catches me by surprise. I blow out the tea candle and the image of me vanishes. I run a hand through my wet hair. My clothes are dripping onto the hardwood floor. Maybe I should have wrung them out a bit before I came in. Thankfully, this corner of the cafe is dark enough to keep me unnoticed. I take a few deep breaths to calm myself and glance around the room. The woman at the table near me is reading a book. I don't want her to overhear the phone call, so I wait a little. She is still sitting alone, dressed all in black, and I wonder if she works here. Maybe she's reading on her break. She sips her tea slowly, making me anxious. It isn't until she gets up to leave that I breathe easier. I pull out my phone. It's almost 9. How did it get this late? This is the first I've been aware of the time since I left the house. There are no messages or missed calls. I guess no one noticed I was gone. I set my phone down on the table and pick it up again. I do this several more times until I lose count. The smell of caffeine and chai stings my nose. Now that I made it out of the woods and I'm thinking more clearly, the thought of calling Sam again seems ridiculous. Whatever happened out there was probably all in my head. At least I think so. Have I completely lost it? I must have, because I picked up the phone again and dialed his number. The call goes through. I hear the first ring and hold my breath, but he picks up almost instantly. "Hey, I was waiting for you." The sound of his voice floods me with relief. I bring my fingers up to my mouth to contain a sound. I don't know whether to feel confused or relieved or a mixture of both. "Sam," I say his name without thinking. "I wasn't sure if you called back," he says. "Thought you might have forgotten." "I didn't forget. I wasn't sure where to go." "Where did you end up?" I turn my head and look up at the stained glass transom above the door without thinking. From inside the cafe, the mosaic letters reflect backwards in gold and blue lantern light. "Sun and Moon? The cafe where I used to work?" he asked. I almost forgot. It's been a while since I've been back there. Sam goes quiet for a moment, and I feel him listening to the background noises through the phone. Suddenly, I become aware of them too. The sound of the stool scratching against the wood floor, the cling of a spoon on a ceramic plate, the low murmurs of a conversation from across the room. That's where I first talked to you. You're sitting in the back of the cafe, don't you remember? My mind flashes back to that day. A black apron, the steam from a warm latte, a paper lily on the front counter. Sam brought over my drink before I could order, and we talked for hours. That was almost 3 years ago. This is the same table, isn't it? The one in the back by the window. I almost didn't notice. You used to order a honey lavender latte. I still remember. You never order that anymore, though. You drink coffee now. At least you try to, he says with a laugh. It feels like yesterday we were sitting here together. But I can't think about this right now. Sam, I say, to bring him back. Remember that time you wanted an espresso to finish your paper? But I said it was way too late for that, he goes on, almost reminiscingly. You kept insisting, so I made it anyway. And you couldn't sleep the entire night. You got so mad at me. I wasn't mad at you. I was just cranky. Remember the concert that night? I got my guitar signed. We ended up at the cafe too. Isn't that right? We shared one of those half-moon cookies. You know, with the white icing. The ones you said you don't like moons at all. Remember that? Of course I remember. The memory is fresh in my head, sending a flutter to my stomach. I was wearing his denim jacket, the one I threw out this morning. We were soaking wet from the rain, exactly like I am right now. My heart is pounding. Why is he bringing these things up again? These memories. I don't think I can't hear any more of them. Why are you doing this? I ask. What do you mean? Reminding me of all this. Is that a bad thing? Sam, I start. Something interrupts me. A shoulder with black sleeves emerges as someone pulls a chair around, taking the table behind me. At the same moment, the door swings open as another couple comes in, folding down an umbrella. It's getting too crowded in here. I turn back to face the window and lower my voice. I wish you could tell me what's going on, I say. How do I know if this is real? Because this is real. I'm real, Julie. You just have to believe me. How do you expect me to do that? I feel like I'm going crazy. You're not crazy, okay? Then how am I talking to you? You called me, Julie, and I picked up, like always. It's the same thing he said before, but it isn't enough. I didn't expect you to answer. I didn't expect to hear from you again. You're disappointed? He asks. His question surprises me. I'm not sure how to answer it. That's not what I meant. I only meant I don't know what to say. My mind is too far away and scattered to concentrate. Someone drops a spoon and it echoes across the room. And I hear laughter at the other tables. It's getting too loud in here. More people pour in through the door, and I feel the cafe shrinking and myself about to get crushed. Julie, Sam's voice pulls me back. It's the only thing holding me together. I know nothing makes sense right now. The two of us talking again. I'm sorry I don't have all the answers for you. I wish I did. I wish there was a way to prove this is real. You just have to believe me, okay? I don't know what to believe anymore. More voices fill the room. Then comes the sound of footsteps followed by a blur of jeans and blonde hair. The couple who came in appeared with hot drinks and taking the table across from me. I tried to steal a glance from the corner of my eye without them noticing. The second I recognize a voice, my stomach drops. Taylor settles into her chair as Lame sets their drinks down. Sam's old friends. They've been dating for almost a year now. They were there at the bonfire the night he died. I turned myself towards the window and lower my head a little, letting my wet hair fall across the side of my face. Of all the people from school I could have run into, it had to be them. I'm sure they noticed I wasn't at the funeral. I bet they have a lot to say about it. Sam practically grew up with them. They formed a close-knit group that used to hang out before I moved here. The group fizzled out a little once Sam and I started seeing each other. I suspect Taylor had her own reasons for this. When I asked Sam, why they didn't like me? He said people around here have a thing against those who grew up in the city. Probably because our family's political differences. Taylor's dad drives a gas-guzzling truck, while mine drove an environmentally friendly car. Kids rolled their eyes when he used to drop me off in front of school. My dad hated it here. He couldn't wait to leave this place. Maybe they haven't noticed me. I'm too scared to check. I'm deciding whether to wait until they leave or move to the bathroom when a bright light blinds the side of my face. And I look up. Taylor lowers her phone that points right at me. Her eyes widen as she realizes she forgot to turn the camera flash off. Liam sips his drink, pretending nothing happened. They don't apologize or say a word to me. My body trembles. I can't deal with this right now. I just can't. Julie, what's wrong? Sam's voice comes back, and I remember he's still on the phone. A car appears outside and throws headlights into the cafe window, illuminating me like a spotlight. I have to get out of here. I rise abruptly from my seat, nearly knocking over my chair. Taylor and Liam are silent, but I feel their stares as I move between tables, bumping coats and shoulders as I make my way toward the door and throw it open. It finally stopped raining. People are moving toward me from all sides. I duck beneath someone's umbrella and hurry down the sidewalk with the phone pressed to my chest. As soon as I reach the corner, I break into another run. I run into the cafe. Noise and lights are behind me, and not a single passing car in sight. A single street lamp barely lights this side of the block as I leaned against it. The bulb flickers above me as I catch my breath. I remember Sam is still on the line. I put the phone back to my ear. Julie, what's wrong? Where did you run off to? My head is pounding. I don't know what to say. So all that comes out is a breathless, I don't understand what's happening to me. I am never like this. Even when Sam died, I held myself together. Julie, are you crying? It isn't until Sam asks this that I realize I am and can't stop. What's wrong with me? What am I doing out here? Nothing makes sense anymore. Sam's voice softens. I'm sorry. I really thought that if I picked up, everything would be better. This is all my fault. I wish I could fix this. I take in a deep breath and say, please tell me what's going on, Sam. Tell me why you picked up. There is a long silence before he finally answers this. He says, I wanted to give us a chance to say goodbye. I nearly crumble to the floor. There's a lump in my throat that makes it almost impossible to speak as I fight back more tears. But I never wanted to say goodbye, I managed to get out. Then don't. You don't have to, okay? You don't have to say it right now. I wipe my eyes and keep breathing. Listen, Sam says after a moment. How about this? Let me show you something. I think it'll make you feel better, okay? Before I ask what it is, he says, just trust me. Trust him. I don't think Sam realizes how much trust I'm already giving him by staying on the phone. I don't know what else to say, so I say nothing at all. I stand there in silence beneath the light of the lamppost as I hold on to Sam's voice and tell myself everything is okay when I'm no longer sure what's real and what isn't anymore. I take back what I said earlier about the lake. This is the last place I expected to end up tonight. Sam's driveway is empty of cars. Not a single light shines from the windows of the house. His family must be staying with relatives outside of town. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Sam asked me to come get something he's been meaning to give me. Trust me, he kept saying. There is a spare key taped beneath the mailbox, just like he told me. I find it and open the front door, hoping no one's inside. It's too dark to see anything. The scent of flowers and incense overwhelms me. I step over his little brother's shoes. As I feel around for a switch, a single lamp flickers on, and I look around. The living room is filled with flowers that are beginning to wilt. A beautiful wreath of chrysanthemums hangs near the mantel. This must all be for Sam. Sam's voice comes on the line. Is anyone home? He asks me. I don't think so. It's too quiet here. That's weird. Where is everyone? There's a bunch of flowers for you, though, I tell him. The house is full of them. Flowers? Sam repeats, a note of surprise in his voice. Interesting. Are yours there, too? Mine? I look around the room anyway, knowing full well nothing here is from me. Not even a card. A knot of guilt forms in my chest, and I feel terrible again. I don't see them here, is all I say. I'm sure my mom kept them somewhere else, Sam says. Maybe. I don't want to be in here anymore, so I take my shoes off and head upstairs. It's so strange to be alone in the house. I tiptoe past his little brother James's room, even though he isn't there. Maybe it's out of habit. Sam's room is at the end of the hall. His door is covered with band logos and NASA stickers. The doorknob is cold to touch. I take a deep breath before I twist it open. I don't need to turn on the light to know something is different. The curtain is drawn, giving me enough moonlight to see the boxes in the room. Some of the shelves have been cleaned. It looks like Sam's parents have started to pack things, leaving only the bed sheets and the smell of him. I take another breath. I never thought I would be back here again. You still there? Sam's voice brings me back to him. Sorry if my room's a mess. He's always said this right before I came in. What am I looking for? It should be somewhere on my desk, Sam says. I wrapped it up for you. I go through his desk, behind the computer, under folders, in the drawers, but nothing's there. Are you sure? Try the middle drawer again. Nothing's there, Sam, I tell him. I glance around the room. It might be in one of the boxes. What boxes? I almost don't want to tell him. There are boxes in your room. I think your parents are packing things up. Why would they do that? I give him a moment to think this through. Oh, right, I guess. I forgot for a second there. I can look through them if you want me to, I say. Sam doesn't hear me. Why would they pack my things up so soon? He says more to himself than to me. I haven't been gone that long, have I? You know, I can't speak for your parents, but sometimes it's just hard to look at things. I try to explain. I guess so. I turn on the desk lamp to see the room better. The boxes are half filled with Sam's clothes, books, CDs, and record collections. And rolled up posters, so many things I thought I'd never see again. I suddenly remember the things I threw out this morning. Here they are, right in front of me. Sam's Radiohead t-shirt, his Mariners hat he bought when we were in Seattle, even though he knows nothing about baseball. It all still smells like him. For a second, I forget what I'm even looking for. Did you find it yet? Sam asked again. I opened another box. This one's full of recording equipment Sam must have spent the last 6 months saving up for. This microphone. He always talked about recording his own music. I told him I'd help him with lyrics. Sam wanted to be a musician. He wanted his song to play on the radio someday. He wanted to make it in the world. Now he'll never get the chance. I find the gift eventually. It's wrapped with magazine pages and filled with tissue. It's heavier than I expected. What is it? Just open it, Jules. I tear it open, letting the wrapping paper fall to the rug. It takes me a second to realize what this is. Wait a second. I turn it over in my hand, trying to make sense of what I'm holding. A winged bookend. The same one I threw out this morning. It can't be. Sam, where did you get this? At the antique shop. It's the other half you were missing. I examined it closely. He's right. This isn't the same one I kept in my room. It's the long-lost half we couldn't find. But I thought someone bought it by the time we came back. That was me. What do you mean? That's the surprise, Sam says with a laugh. I went back and got the other piece for you. I let you think it was gone. That way, it would be more special when you finally get to put them together. When the wings are complete, it's pretty romantic, right? Except I don't have the other wing anymore because I threw it out, and now the two pieces will never be reunited. I can't believe I ruined his gift. I ruined everything. I was expecting a big reaction, Sam says, noticing my silence. Did I do something wrong? No, you didn't. It's only I swallowed hard. I don't have the other piece anymore, Sam. Did you lose it? I clenched his bookend. No, I threw it out. What do you mean? I threw everything out, I tell him. All of your stuff. I couldn't look at it anymore. I was trying to forget you. I'm so sorry, Sam. Silence fills his room. I know he's hurt by this, so I tell him. I tried to get them back, but it was too late. Everything was already gone. I know. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. You're not terrible, Sam says. Don't say that. I'm not mad at you, okay? My eyes water again. But I ruined your gift. You didn't ruin anything. You can still keep it. It'll be like before. Before? What does he mean by that? There's no going back there anymore. But the rest of your things are still gone. I'll never get those back again. Sam thinks about this. Well, how about you take something else of mine? Anything you want from my room. I had already thought of this, but I was afraid to ask. Are you sure? Of course. Anything at all, he says. I want you to have it. I keep him on the phone as I go through boxes again. This is so strange. Complete reversal of what I was doing this morning. I take the Radiohead t-shirt and a few other little things, a guitar pick, band bracelets, the hat he bought on his trip to Tokyo. Then I head to the closet and slide it open. There are still some clothes hanging, but I find it immediately. There's this oversized plaid button-down shirt. Sam wore it almost every day, regardless of the season. I guess even his parents couldn't throw it away. I take the shirt from the hanger and put it on. For a brief second, I feel his hands on me, but it's only my head. I wipe my eyes with his sleeve. After a moment, I walk over to the bed and lie down. The phone feels warm against my cheek. It's been a long day, an even longer week, and I don't realize how exhausted I am until my body rests on the mattress that feels as safe as my own. Sam tells me I can stay in his room as long as I need. I don't even have to say much. I just stay on the phone listening, and I feel him there on the line with me. After a moment, almost out of the blue, Sam says, I'm sorry. For what? I asked him. For all of this. At first, I still don't know what he is apologizing for, but then I realize what he meant. At least, I think so. Me too, I whisper. Sam stays with me on the phone for the rest of the night, and we talk until I fall asleep, just like we've done 1,000 times before. Chapter 3. Before. It's too dark to see anything. A hand moves across my face and pulls a string, illuminating the desk lamp on the floor between us. White sheets hang down from the ceiling light in Sam's bedroom as we lay on the carpet with pillows stacked around us like walls. We are hiding in the fort he built with his little brother, James. Sam reaches over and moves my hair out of my face to see me better. He's wearing his favorite royal blue tank, the one that shows his shoulders and brings out his summer tan skin. He whispers, "We can do something else if you're bored." James pokes his head in through the opening of the sheets with the flashlight. "I heard that." Sam drops his head, groaning. "We've been in here for 2 hours. "You promised to hang out tonight," James says. He just turned 8 years old. "I thought you guys were having fun." "We are," I assured him, and give Sam a nudge on the arm. "Sam, relax." "Yeah, Sam, relax," James repeats. "All right, another hour." I look up nervously at the ceiling lamp that's holding the weight of the sheets and glance around the fort. It looks like it could fall apart at any moment. "Are you sure it's safe in here?" "Don't worry," Sam says with a laugh. "We've done this 1,000,000 times. Right, James?" "Nobody's safe out here in the wastelands," James says in his creepy voice. "That's right," Sam says to play along. He looks at me. "We should really be worried about what's out there. Better cuddle up and keep each other safe," he whispers playfully. He leans in and kisses me on the cheek. James winces. "Ugh, not in the fort." "It's just the cheek." I break out with laughter, then go quiet again. "Do you hear that?" I pause to listen. "I hear rain." "Acid rain," James corrects me. I look at Sam and sigh. "I'm gonna have to walk home in that." "Or you can stay the night," he says through a smirk. "Sam." James points the flashlights at our faces. "Mom says to tell her if Julie ever stays past midnight." "You would do that to me?" Sam asks, looking hurt. "My own brother?" "She said she'd give me $10. "So you're taking bribes now, eh?" Sam says. "What if I gave you 15? Mom said you'd make an offer. She says she's willing to match anything plus tickets to the Rockets game." Sam and I looked at each other. He shrugs. "She's good." "Let's focus," James says, looking out through the opening of the fort for signs of trespassers. "We need to figure out what the aliens have done with the others they kidnapped." "I thought we were hiding from the zombie apocalypse," Sam says. "That the aliens started, duh," James says, rolling his eyes. He repositions his arms, holding the flashlight like a lightsaber. "We need to hurry and get the ingredients for the antidote. We can't lose any more men." Behind us lays the body of Mr. Bear wrapped inside a pillowcase. Together we had to make the hard decision of putting him down before the virus spread to the rest of us. "Oh, you mean this antidote?" Sam holds up a glass vial that looks a lot like his bottle of cologne. James lowers his lightsaber slowly. His voice darkens. "You've had that all along, while one of our men was infected?" "Been in my pocket the entire time." "You traitor!" "Worse," Sam says. "I'm the alien." James narrows his eyes. "I knew it." I gasp as James throws himself onto Sam, pulling down the fort with him. The sheets fall over me, covering my face, and then rise again in the air before my shift and fall into flakes of snow as the scene changes around me. I am sitting in Sam's car with my door open. We are parked across the street from the Reed College campus. The ground is covered with leaves and a thin layer of snow. Sam opens his door and walks around to my side of the car. He squats down to look at me and offers a hand. "Come on, Julie, let's check it out," he says. "We drove all the way here." I said, "We don't need to. It's already starting to snow. We should go." "I hardly call this snow," Sam says. "Let's just go, Sam," I say again, and face the front of the car ready to leave. "I thought you wanted to look around the campus." "I mean, isn't that why we drove 4 hours?" "I only wanted to get the sense of the place, and I got it." "From the seat of my car?" He rests a hand on the roof and looks down. "I don't get it. You were so excited when you planned this. Now you want to leave already." "It's nothing. I want to check out downtown before everything closes. Let's go," I say. "Julie," Sam says. He gives me the look that means he knows me too well. "Tell me what's wrong." I cross my arms and sigh. "I don't know. What if I hate it? It already doesn't look like anything from the pictures. I'm underwhelmed." "But you haven't even seen all of it yet. What if it's worse?" I point out at a red brick building that resembles a barn near an empty field. "Look, that's straight out of Ellensburg." "You're not giving your dream school a fair shot, Jules," Sam says. He stands and glances around at the people walking by. "Don't you want to at least talk to some students, ask them questions about what it's like here, about the social life and stuff?" "Not really," I say. "What if they're all a bunch of rich elite snobs who keep asking me what my parents do for a living?" "That's what we're here to find out." I take a deep breath and let it out. "I don't know, Sam. There's this air about the city that's, what's the word?" I pause to think. "Pretentious." "I thought you liked pretentious," Sam says. I give him a look. "Kidding," he smiles. "So now you don't like Portland at all, I see." "Overrated, as far as I can tell." Sam sighs and then squats down to my level again. His voice softens. "You're scared about leaving your mom, aren't you?" he says. "I don't want her to be alone," I say. "My dad already left, so maybe I should take a year or 2 off and work at the bookstore. Mr. Lee said he'd promote me to an assistant manager." "Is that what your mom would want?" Sam asks. I don't say anything. "Is this what you want?" Nothing from me. "She's gonna be fine, Jules," Sam says. "Okay. You can't name a more independent person. I mean, your mom teaches a class called Distorting Time. She literally does Pilates in other dimensions." "I know," I say. Sam takes my hand and our fingers lace. "Portland's gonna be great," he promises. "We'll find a cool little apartment downtown, fix it up, look for coffee shops where I can play music and you can sit and write. It'll be like we planned. Maybe." This concludes our reading for today for Turning Seeds. Join me next week to find out what happens next in this story. Thank you for tuning in. Your support is greatly appreciated.